So after that, we discussed throw and throws keyword. So we saw the four differences between the throw and throws keyword. We saw that throw keyword is used to throw a exception, and we also saw that what throws will do. Throws keyword will be used to declare that exception is present, right? I'll show you something. Watch out. So if you remember, we have an option to go inside the scanner class using java.util.scanner, and then clicking on the scanner, and here I can write throw. The moment I write throw, you can see not this one. I'll show you some other one. I'm showing you inside the scanner class where exactly the throws keyword is written so that I can teach you practically. I'm searching it, just a moment. These all are the commented codes. That's why I'm not showing you. Why it's checking so down when it can check here only. Okay. So scanner class have which exception in it? Can you guys remind me?
Input mismatch exception.
Input mismatch.
So I can directly search using that. I'm not getting like this. Input mismatch exception. Okay, I got here. What is this try catch? I'll explain you probably tomorrow, not today. So here also I can't show you. Here also there is a try catch. Try catch I'll show you tomorrow. Tomorrow or after next week probably. So here also you have try catch, okay? Okay, that's fine. I mean, as of now, I'm not able to find. It's wasting time, so let's proceed. No issues. So guys, throw keyword is used to throw an exception, but throws keyword is just used to declare that there is an exception present in it, right? So guys, is it mandatory for us to use throws keyword? It's not mandatory, guys, but it is highly recommended to use it, right? So whenever you're using throw keyword, it's recommended to use throws keyword. It is just used to declare that there is an exception present inside that particular method, right? Now, why there is a need to declare that exception is present inside? There is a need to declare that exception is present inside so that any person who is going to utilize that method will be aware that exceptions are present in it. Guys, always remember, any class, if it is a predefined class, if you are utilizing it, and if there are exceptions present in it, then you need to handle that particular exception using my next concept, which is called as exception handling concept, right? Exception handling concept. Guys, that's the reason, guys, whenever you are throwing an exception, it is recommended to please declare that the exception is present inside that method. I hope you guys remember yesterday what I did. I created a main method, and inside that main method, I throwed an exception. That does not mean that you have to always throw the exception inside the main method only. You can also throw an exception in the static methods, inside the non-static method, parameterized method, and a non-parameterized method as well, right? So yesterday I threw the exception inside the public static void main method. You need not just depend on that. You can also try throwing an exception inside the static method and a non-static method, right? So yesterday I have given you the syntax of throws keyword. You guys remember what is the syntax of throws keyword I have given?
Yes.
I have given you the syntax of throws keyword as public static void main string argument throws exception name. But the real syntax is not like that. The real syntax is method name throws exception name. You guys getting my point? It is just a method name. That method name can be static method, can be non-static method, can be parameterized method, can be non-parameterized method, and so on, right? So let me just correct that.
Hello.
Saying something? So here, this exception, don't always, don't think that you in interview you have to talk about this particular syntax only. You can simply write here method name or just method throws exception name. Any exception, right? It's not needed to you to write this also. Just write exception name. So this is the main difference between throw keyword and throws keyword. Throw keyword will be used inside the method, and throws keyword will be used together with the method name. I also showed you yesterday that a single throw can throw a single exception, but a single throws can declare many exceptions inside the same line, right? Please remember these particular differences between throw keyword and throws keyword. An important question that can be asked to you guys in the interview, right? Let me teach you the next concept also, which is a similar concept to this, which is called as exception handling. Please write down the new topic, the continuation of the same concept, which is called as exception handling. Exception handling. What is the meaning of exception handling? Let's discuss. Guys, every time it's not in your control to handle each and every exception. You know that anytime any exception comes, it will disturb the flow of my execution. Have you seen anytime exception comes, and what happens? Your particular piece of code will stop working. This is what happened. How developer are able to maintain the flow of the application? Does it mean that whatever developer have written the application is working without any exception? The answer is no. They will also get exception. But how they're able to maintain the flow? Like whenever you get an exception, your program will stop working. But why, when developer is writing a code and we are utilizing applications like Zoom or WhatsApp, why Zoom and WhatsApps are not stopping? Probably because every exception will be handled using a concept of a exception handling. Okay. Now I'm giving you an example. Let's say developer is writing a code to accept the human input at the runtime from a customer. So developer is writing a code to accept the customer's age. To accept the customer age. I hope you all remember how to accept customer age at the runtime, right? I can accept customer age using, let's say next byte. Let's take example, or next int, right? Then what customer will go and do? Customer may enter his, customer may enter his name probably. You know, such kind of mistakes are very easily to do, right? So customer have entered something else. In that case, we will get an exception called as input mismatch exception. How to handle such kind of exception? Can I give those exception to my customer? That input mismatch exception? How in your application you are never getting such kind of exception because those exceptions are being handled. What is the meaning of it? The meaning is, so whenever developer write the code, guys. So developer have written the code. Every code will have definitely a lot of exceptions in it. Possibilities are there, right? But guys, developer need to make sure that every exceptions are handled. Sometime you will not even come to know that what time what exception may occur. You will never know. Sometime. That's why, guys, it takes little bit time for the particular application to become stable. Because at a present moment, as a developer, I may think from only one perspective. Maybe after working in the organization for 6 months, now I'm able to think from a broader perspective. Maybe after working in the same organization for 10 years, now I'm able to think from a broader perspective, right? Now, guys, what happens? Let's say you are getting an exception. So how to fix it? You might tell me that, hey, Manish, if you are getting an exception, then better don't do something which is leading to the exception. So you might tell me that, Manish, if you are getting an exception by entering your name, then just don't enter your name, just enter the age. Probably exception may not come. Guys, I'm saying how to handle the exception that might occur at the runtime so that flow can be maintained. I hope you're getting the meaning of a flow. Guys, I have a question. Let's say there is 1,000 lines of code and there is an exception in the 6th line. Do you think that my code will reach till 1,000? The answer is no. So if I have 1,000 line of code and if I'm getting an exception on the line number 6, how I can make the line of flow to reach till 1,000 lines of code even after getting an exception? This concept is called as exception handling, right? Developer will definitely use it. And remember, even the automation testers will utilize it. As of now, I will show you how to handle an exception. But in the upcoming topic, I will show you practical concept also, how you will handle the exception at the runtime. That I will show you practically in the upcoming chapter. Guys, I have one more question. You guys remember we studied in the childhood that what is 1 divided by 0 and what is 0 divided by 1? I hope you guys remember. What is 0 divided by 1?
Infinity.
Infinity.
Zero.
Think again.
Zero.
You don't have to follow each other, guys. What is 1 divided by 0? Think again.
Infinity.
Undefined.
Undefined.
Okay. And what is 1 divided by 0?
1 divided by 0, infinity.
Okay. Can I store infinity in int data type?
No.
No.
Watch out. So guys, just now you guys said me that Manish, 1 divided by 0 is infinity, I will run this particular program. Just because 1 divided by 0 is infinity and infinity can't be stored in the int data type, you got one exception called as arithmetic exception. I have a question from you now. Let's say you have written int a1 is equals to b divided by c. My only question to you is, if I write a code like this, is it possible that b comes from parent class and c comes from supermost class? Is it possible? Is it possible? You guys can hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Manish.
Okay, I'm repeating again. Guys, I'm writing int a1 is equals to b divided by c. And my question is, if I do like this, is it possible that the value of b comes from the parent class and the value of c comes from the supermost class? Possible?
Yes.
Possible, right? Guys, now let's say I have written such kind of calculation where I want to divide a divided by b, and a and b are coming from a different classes. So let's say when we are working in a particular company, I am writing on a particular class. Let's say Prashant is writing another class. Let's say Gopika is writing another class. Let's say Manish is utilizing the input of, Manish is utilizing the output that I have received it from Prashant and Gopika, and I'm using that as an input for my particular method. Are you guys understanding the meaning? The
Yes.
meaning is I'm using the value of B and C from Prashant and Gopika classes. Right? Now, guys, forget about what Prashant and Gopika have done to those classes in order to get the value of B. Forget about that. They have done some kind of calculation. Finally, I just want to do the divide of B divided by C. This is what I want to do. See, it's true that not every time it will be 1 divided by 0. Sometime it will also be 1 divided by 1. In case it is 1 divided by 1, then exception will not come. 1 divided by 1 is 1. We know that. Oh, 1 divided by 1 is? Oh, 1 only. Okay. I was thinking about the modulus operator. Modulus will give you what? Remember what is modulus operator? Hope you guys remember.
0.
Okay.
0.
So guys, see, now let's say I'm writing C, A is equals to B divided by C, and B is coming from one class, C is coming from another class. If you ask me that, do I have a control on their classes? The answer is no. I don't have a control on their classes. I am one developer, Gopika is another developer, and Prashant is another developer. What they have done, I mean, they have done something to make sure that whatever the task was assigned to them is successful. I'm doing something in order to make sure that whatever is assigned to me, I will be successful, right? So I'm running my code, and whenever I'm running my code, whenever I'm not getting 1 divided by 0, I'm getting my correct answer as something like 1 divided by 1, I'm getting an answer as 1, or 8 divided by 2, I'm getting my answer as, let's say, 4, right? This is what calculation says. But guys, sometimes I'm getting the value of B as 1 and the value of C as 0, which indirectly gives the answer as 1 divided by 0, infinity. But infinity cannot be stored in the int data type. So I'm getting an exception called as arithmetic exception, because infinity can't be stored inside the int data type. Is it in my control to fix this issue? Is it in my control? The answer is no. Remember, my B and C are coming from Gopika and Prashant class. As a developer, what I can tell them? As a developer, I can talk to Prashant and Gopika, and I can tell Prashant and Gopika that, hey, my fellow developers, can you do some small changes in your code so that your output should not impact my output? Because whatever they are giving, I'm taking, right? See, guys, now Gopika and Prashant, they will only do the code change. They will only do the code change if their flow of execution is not at all breaking. Obviously, right? Why they will dig their own grave? Why they will dig their own grave? They will only do the code changes if it is if it is in their control. I hope you're understanding the meaning of their control means what. If it is there in your if it is under Gopika's control to go and change the code, she will definitely do it because her teammates is asking her to change the code. If it is under the control of Prashant to go and change the code, he will do it. But guys, will Gopika change the code if after changing the code her feature has stopped working? The answer is no. She won't do that because whatever the code Gopika have written and whatever the code that Prashant have written is working fine for them. So they will not do the code change. They both will tell me that, hey Manish, I want to give you one suggestion, Manish. Do one thing. I cannot change my logic. So Manish, what you do, you are utilizing my logic, right? You're utilizing my value. In case you are getting an exception, Manish, handle it. In case you are getting an exception, handle it. So what Manish will do? Manish will handle it using the case of a exception handling. Okay, guys, sometimes you get an exception, guys, and it's not at all in your control to fix it. It's not in your control to fix it because the values come from somewhere or somewhere. You will see as a part of this course. So some of the every time, anytime an exception is coming, it will not be in your control to go and fix it. So what to do for such kind of exceptions? You have to handle it using the exception handling concept. Okay, so how to do exception handling? Please write down a few lines about exception handling. I will dictate you almost 5 to 6 points now. You have to note it down and then we'll see the practical exposure of it. Point number 1, exception handling should be done using try and catch block. Exception handling should be done using the try and catch block. Exception handling should be done using try and catch block. Second point, whichever line is giving you exception should be in the try block. Whichever line is giving you exception should be under try block and it must be handled in the catch block. Next point. Writing try and catch block does not mean that exception should come always. Because exceptions may come or may not come. If exception comes, then try block won't execute. If exception comes, then try block will not execute and catch block will execute. If exception doesn't come, if exception comes, then try block. If exception comes, then try block won't execute, catch block will execute. If exception doesn't comes, then try block will execute and catch block will not execute. I'll read all the lines once. Exception handling should be done in Java using try and catch block. Whichever line is giving you exception should be under the try block, and it must be handled in the catch block. Writing try and catch block does not mean that exception should come always, because exception may occur or may not occur. If exception comes, then try block will not execute and the catch block will execute. If exception doesn't comes, then try block will execute and catch block will not execute. I'll explain you each thing with practical exposure. Don't worry. As of now, just maintain your notes. Please write down the syntax of exception handling. Syntax of exception handling is try block, catch block, try block, catch block. In the catch block, there is an exception name and the variable to handle it. Probably this line exception has come. You guys are done? Shall I show you one program on this?
Yes.
2 seconds, Manish. 2 seconds. Almost done. Yeah, done.
Okay.
All the best, Papa.
So guys, now you can see whenever I'm running this particular program, I'm getting an exception. Just don't imagine this as 1 divided by 0. Imagine this as b divided by c, where b comes from the parent class and c comes from the grandparent class. Take example, right? So what I will do, whichever line is giving you exception should be under the try block. So I will write here one try block and I will write here a catch block. Whenever you write try and catch, whatever the exception that comes here, you need to just copy it, paste it here, and provide a reference variable here. Okay. Now what will happen? You will run the program, and now there will be no exception. And now whatever the code your developer or you will write below this particular line, right? From the line number 14 will execute. So you are able to maintain your flow of execution because now your code is not stopping in middle. See, the code is not stopping. You have handled the exception. How you handle the exception? Let's read it again. Whichever piece of line or line is giving you exception should be in the try block, and it must be handled inside the catch block, right? And inside the catch block, as of now, I have not done anything. That is why I got no output, right? I have given you one point that in case exception come, then the try block should not execute or will not execute, and the catch block will execute. As of now, you are not doing anything inside the catch. That is why nothing is getting executed. You can execute here something. Sorry, but there was a blocker, but we handled it. There was a blocker, but we handled it, right? So guys, with the help of an exception handling, you can maintain the flow of execution, right? So whatever the piece of code that you will write here will definitely go and execute now. which was not possible earlier, right? So what about if I write here 1 divided by 1? If exception doesn't come, then catch block will execute. I have given you the notes. You can have a look.
No.
No.
After writing try and catch, is it mandatory that exception will come?
No.
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 Even though after writing try and catch, there is a chances that exception may come or not come. In case exception is coming, catch block will execute. If exception is not coming, then why there is a need to catch it? Exception is not even coming. Then in that case, your try block will execute. In the try block, you are not doing anything. That's why there will be no output. If you want to print value of A, you can go and print it now. You can go and print the value of A. Again, I'm writing 1 divided by 0. Can you tell me what will happen now? What will happen if I write 1 divided by 0? Rough idea.
Sorry, but there was a block.
Catch block will execute. My question to you is, will it print the value of A?
No.
No.
It's not printing.
No.
It's not printing, right? Sorry, but there was a blocker, but we handled it, right? I hope you understood it. I'm going to give you one more example. Watch out. I'm going to run this. Customer will enter 85, working fine. I'm going to run it again. Customer will enter his name. Got an exception. Can I show this exception to my customer? I can't show. I need to make sure that my application is running constantly. So I can't show such things to my developer, or sorry, to my customer. Whatever the line is giving you exception can be in the try block, right? So write inside this one inside the try block and handle it inside the catch block, right? Inside the so whatever the exception that you have got here, copy here, paste it here, and just pass a reference variable. It can be anything, okay? And then just import the input mismatch exception that also come from java.util package, okay? And now what will happen? Let me show you. I'm going to run my code. It is asking me to please enter your age. I'm entering the age of a person as 11. Positive case, looking absolutely fabulous. I'm going to run it again. Now customer is entering the name as his name, Manish. So customer is getting a message. Sorry, but this doesn't seems your age. Please check again. Is my flow maintained now? What do you guys think? Is my flow maintained now?
Yes.
Answer is yes. My flow is maintained, right? So what I can do, I hope you have understood what I have done, right? Or not?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have to rewrite the value.
Rewrite. We change the system.out and like please enter the integer value or something like that. After
After,
that.
after,
I
afterwards,
we can stick to the point that please enter your age. I mean, this much of expectation we can do from the customer that, hey, please read the question again. But that's fine. Let me do that. Watch out. Guys, I'm going to run the program. It is asking me enter the age. Customer is entering the age of a person is 21 and there is no problem. Now customer is again going to run run the application. And when the age is asked, he is entering his name. Look how smart the application is now. Sorry, but this doesn't seem your age. Please check again. Please enter your age. I can write here. Please enter your age again. Have you seen such kind of application? Tell me honestly.
Yes.
yes.
Right?
Yes.
This is all is possible because of the exception handling. Right? See, saying something. Okay. See, so basically, if you see this particular program now, I mean, so if you really see this program now, definitely now exception can again come at this point, right? I mean, there is always a limit to what we can handle, right? At the end of if the mistake keeps happening, then we can always, I mean, we can restart the application, or we can ask the customer to, or we can refresh the application. So such kind of settings developer can definitely do, right? So guys, with the help of exception handling, at least my customer is not able to see any kind of exception that might have my application would have given to him, right? And developer will definitely be able to handle such kind of errors or exception using the concept of a try and catch, right? I want to run this program now, and I want someone to explain that when I'm entering 21, which piece of code is actually getting executed, right?
Right.
Try block will
Try
execute.
block.
Try block.
Exactly. When my control came to line number 13, age is actually 21. When age is 21, there is no exception. When there is no exception, why the catch will execute? Getting idea, all of you?
Yes, yes.
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 Wonderful. Now, guys, I'm going to run this program once again. Now, it is asking age, but someone is entering the age is M. Take example. Someone will do this for sure mistake, right? Now, tell me what kind of piece of code is executing? Pooja.
Catch.
Catch block.
Tell me how the flow is happening, Pooja.
So catch will execute.
Okay. So basically, try block has completely executed, and when you enter your age, you entered your age as M. Definitely, M won't go and store in the age. So exception came in the line number 13, and as I have said you that whenever exception comes, then try block will not execute, but because of that, the catch block will execute, right? Catch block is executing because whatever the exception that you are getting here is actually being handled here. And what you are doing actually in the catch block, you are giving a message to the customer that, hey, M does not seems like your age. Please check again. Look how beautifully we are able to talk to the application from the, from the front end of the application. Let's take example, right? And on top of giving him such a beautiful message, I'm also asking him, please enter your age again, right? So guys, such kind of things can definitely be done with the help of exception handling. By the way, there are more cases also possible. But as of now, I think I have showed you only two exceptions, I guess. One is input mismatch exception. That's all I have shown you till now, right? Input mismatch exception. Okay.
Null point.
Mathematic.
No.
Point exception.
No. Practically,
not
how many
sure.
exceptions I have shown you? I think only one input mismatch.
And one
yes.
Null point.
mathematic.
Arithmetic. Oh, arithmetic also I showed you today. Okay. Guys, in the upcoming chapter, I'm going to show you more exception. And there also we can write a program on the exception handling.